For those of you that don't know, I'm Maggie, and if you've been watching me for a little bit, you know I've been a fan of Billie, the razor company, or body care company now, I guess you would say, for quite a while. I tried their service like 2 or 3-ish years ago, and then recently did a comparison video against Flamingo. Now, Flamingo is a little bit more widely available. You can find it in stores. You'll have to go watch that video to see where everybody fell out in that comparison, but today we're gonna look at Billie versus Athena Club. Now, Athena Club did send me these products for free, however, this video is not sponsored. This is just me, my thoughts and opinions after trying these products out for like 2 to 3 weeks. And if you're worried about this being biased at all, I got a bunch of the Billie products for free too, so know that they're on an even playing field as far as like money spent goes. Before we dive into the straight comparisons, one thing that I will say overall is that Billie is a lot more focused on just a couple of body care products, whereas Athena Club has a bit more of an extensive line of products. They have feminine care, they have body care, they even have like supplements and vitamins, which is something I didn't know about before I did my research on this company. I thought that it was just a direct competitor to Billie and was only kind of in the razor and body care space, so keep that in mind. Also, another thing is I haven't tried all of the same products from both brands, so I'm only going to be giving my opinion on those products that I've tried from either brand. All right, we're gonna kick off this comparison with the razor kits. These are the most popular items from both of these companies in my opinion. It seems like those are the things that are most advertised, and this is the thing that they're directly competing on, so why not just start with it first? Outside of aesthetics and feel, let's talk about the functionality of these razors. And honestly, I think that they're both top performers. When I was comparing the Billie and the Flamingo, it was a noticeable difference. Billie was so much better. With these, I would almost say Athena Club maybe slightly edges it out, but on the whole, it's basically not a noticeable difference at all. And if you're concerned about my comparison, I did put a brand new razor head on this so that I was comparing an extra sharp razor head to an extra sharp new razor head here. They both have 5 cartridge blades, and I will say while they both shave super well, I do almost prefer the design of this Billie razor head a little bit more because I love that it has this extra thick kind of moisturizing band all the way around those blades. I'm somebody that really doesn't typically use shave cream or shave gel or shave foam or anything like that. At most, I'll probably put conditioner on my legs, but when I'm in a hurry and I'm just like shaving under my arms or something, I don't even put anything on because this is such a moisturizing razor head. Not this one. I can't really shave without putting anything under my arms with this razor just because, as you can see, there's just not as thick of a moisture band around the actual blades of this razor head. To remove the razor heads, it's basically the same. You basically just push up on this and kind of push in on this little Billie button. So again, that design is very, very similar, but I will say overall, I do like the weightiness, the design, and like the grippy quality all the way around this handle. While they both tout like ergonomic design, I do think that this one's easier to hold on to, mostly because it's smaller. Now, if you have a lot bigger hands than I do, you may like the Billie one better because it is a little bit bigger, but I would say the Athena Club for design kind of beats out the Billie, but in functionality and actual shaving, I think they're pretty dang even. So those are the actual razors themselves, but those razors actually come in a $9 razor kit from both brands. You get 2 cartridge refills, you get the actual razor handle itself, and then you also get a little magnetic piece that sticks to your shower wall. So I just love the idea behind that shower wall magnetic thing in general. And it's just stuck on there with a little sticky kind of 3M sticker on the back, and you just place your razor and it doesn't touch the shower wall, so it doesn't get any of that stickiness on it. You're not having to put it down in a wet area to where your razor blade would end up rusting a lot sooner than it needs to. I will say that again, much like the weightiness of the razor handle of the Athena Club, I do think that their magnetic little mount is also more high quality. It's bigger, you have more surface area to kind of stick the razor to, and to me the sticker feels a little bit more substantial. Because it's bigger, it has a bigger surface area, and it just feels a little bit sturdier on the wall. But I've truly never had issues of Billie's falling off. But in general, comparing the razor kits, because they're apples to apples the same, and the Athena Club just feels a little bit more high quality, a little bit weightier, just a little bit nicer overall, I would say that for the razor kit, the Athena Club one edges out Billie by just a hair. So now diving into some of the body care products that they have that are the same. And one observation I made when I was making all of my notes for this video is that on the whole, Billie products are less expensive than Athena Club products. So for instance, just to compare, they have a Cloud Shave Foam at Athena Club, which is basically like their shaving cream, that retails for $9, and then the shave cream from Billie retails for $8. They also have makeup wipes at Athena Club that cost $10. They're $9 at Billie. You can see I've given plenty of examples. On the whole, Billie is less expensive, but price and quality are not necessarily indicative of each other every single time. So let's dive into the specifics of these products. So first, let's talk makeup wipes. And I feel like just in the makeup wipe packaging alone, you can kind of get the different personalities of these companies. Billie's is a bit more funky and out there, and Athena Club is just a bit more streamlined and classic, I suppose. Now, I will say that the most notable difference between these wipes is that the Billie one seems to be a lot more saturated. It seemed to be a lot more wet, and I felt like it took off my makeup a lot easier. The Athena Club ones, not so much. They were a bit more dry, and I just didn't really feel like I was able to get off as much makeup as I could with the Billie wipes. However, Billie's has a super strong scent, and I'm pretty sure that they don't use a lot of bad ingredients in their wipes, but it is very, very strong, and if you're very sensitive to smells, you probably won't like this. The Athena Club ones, while they have a scent, it's a lot more light and a lot less noticeable. So keep that in mind if scent is a big factor for you. When I use both of these, something is left on my skin. Like, it feels a little bit moisturized, which is a good thing, but both of them leave kind of like an oily feeling to your face after you use them. And I never use makeup wipes as like the last step in getting ready at night. So for me, that's not an issue at all. I just wash my face afterwards, but please keep that in mind if you're somebody that uses a makeup wipe to wash your face. And if that's you, stop doing that. Go use a cleanser too. So as I mentioned before, the Athena Club wipes cost $10 and the Billie wipes cost $9. However, there is a quantity difference that I want to draw your attention to. Athena Club packs come with 30 in each, and the Billie packs come with 25 in each. And when you break that down, even though this costs $1 less, it actually is more expensive per wipe at 36 cents per wipe, whereas this one's at 30 cents per wipe. So keep that in mind. I mean, again, it's pennies we're talking about here, but I will say that I really prefer the Billie wipes over the Athena Club wipes in general. Now we're gonna talk shave cream, or in the Athena Club case, shave foam. Now I've already completely run out of the shave cream that Billie sent me a while ago, so I'll just pop a picture up for you here during this comparison section. But this Athena Club shave foam was so fun for me to use, and maybe that's because I have not used sort of like a shave cream in a really, really long time. And so I just kind of forgot how you spray it in your hand and it's creamy, and then as you work with it, it turns into foam and just expands. So while this was fun to use and a little bit nostalgic, it does cause you to have to rinse off your razor a lot more than using just a conditioner or some sort of shave cream or gel. It's not necessarily a make or break for me. It's just something that I noticed when directly comparing the two. I just looked up the quantity of both items to see, again, if there was like a price breakdown difference. Not really. The Athena Club Cloud Shave Foam retails for $9, and the Billie Shave Cream retails for $8. This one is 6.7 fluid ounces, while the Billie one is 6.5 fluid ounces, so there's barely a difference there too. So I did an entire video reviewing a bunch of Billie products, and in that video I talked about their shave cream and how it was something that I didn't really need to repurchase. It was perfectly fine, it did a good job, but their body wash is marketed as a dual body wash shave cream, so to me it just seems silly to buy an additional product when you don't need to. Plus, that body wash is like twice the size of their shave cream, so it just made sense monetarily. Now, I will say, because this is so different from their shave cream, it is really hard to directly compare them, but this one is like just a more fun experience, and I think that's because of just the foamy nature of it. It is a very traditional shave cream. A little goes a long way, so I do think that this would last you a lot longer than the Billie shave cream, so keep that in mind. Legitimately, you need like a pea-sized amount of this, and it spreads out everywhere. None of their products have like artificial fragrances or anything in them, and it's very hard to pinpoint what these smell like, but they all smell very pleasant. They just don't smell like noticeable grapefruit like the Billie products do. So it's just kind of preference here. I would say you can't go wrong with either, but if I were to have to choose one to repurchase again, it would probably be this, because it is so unique, and the shave cream from Billie felt basically just like their body wash. So there was no real need to purchase that product separately. So while those are not all of the products that I've tried from Billie, and those are not all of the products that I've tried from Athena Club, those are the products that I've tried from both brands that I can directly compare. So if you're interested in learning about my thoughts on the other Billie products from their line that I've tried, I'll be sure to include that in the description box below. But we have more Athena Club products to talk about that are a bit more unique to this brand. So the first product that I want to tell you about is their body lotion. This is the Dewy Body Lotion. It retails for $14, and it comes with 8 ounces in the bottle. And I love the branding. Again, I just think it looks so sleek, and I love the midnight blue. I feel like that's something that's just a little bit different. I don't see a lot of this colored bottle on the market, in women's products at least. A little bit more about this lotion is that it's cruelty-free and vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, made without parabens, petrochemicals, mineral oil, sulfates, and synthetic fragrances. And this bottle is made of sugarcane, which leads me to believe that that's biodegradable, but I haven't done that research, so don't take my word for it. Their claims on this are that it contains skin-loving nutrients, it is a fast-absorbing formula, and it has natural fragrance. Agreed. This is one of those things where I really can't pinpoint how this smells. It just smells pleasant. It's not something that's gonna stick with you and act as a perfume throughout the day. The thing about this though is that it has a very kind of runny formula, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that a little goes a long way. I typically do like 2 pumps of lotion, and that was way too much with this lotion. They claimed that it was fast absorbing, and I was like trying to rub it in for so long when I was overusing the product. So definitely just use 1 pump to cover your legs or 1/2 of your body, because a little truly does go a long way. And when you're not overusing the product, it actually does quickly absorb into your skin. So that was totally user error. And at first I was like, ugh, I really don't like this. But once I figured out to use a little bit less, it really grew on me. The last products I want to talk about are their natural deodorants. If you've been with me for a little while now, you know I've tried so many different natural deodorants. I've done several videos on them, and recently I had a little bit of a speed bump with my Schmidt's deodorant that I have loved for so many years. The lavender and sage one just up and irritated me like crazy one day, and I haven't been able to go back. Now, when I mentioned this little hiccup, some of you commented telling me that it could be the baking soda, that over time I sort of developed an intolerance to it. Well, I was very happy to know that the Athena Club deodorants are not made with baking powder, and I actually wrote down what's in them so that I wouldn't forget. Diatomaceous earth, tapioca powder, jojoba oil, green tea extract, and coconut oil. No parabens, aluminum, alcohol, baking soda, silicone, sulfates, mineral oil, synthetic fragrances, or petrochemicals. Now, the tapioca powder in these Athena Club deodorants serves the exact same purpose as, say, an arrowroot powder in the Schmidt's deodorant. That's what's gonna kind of keep you dry, much like the baking soda that is also found in the Schmidt's deodorant. This, though, does not contain baking soda and has not caused any sort of irritation on my end, which is awesome. 1 swipe is all of you need. And that is something that rings true with every natural deodorant I've tried, like less is more. Even though it seems counterintuitive because you're like, you're taking away my antiperspirant and you're telling me to use less, I promise you, it's worth it. Just do 1 swipe. Price-wise, these retail for $12 each, which is pretty on par with native deodorant, where Schmidt's is found well below that at like the $6 to $7 price point, but again, it causes irritation, so they only have 2 different scents, because again, they have an entire body care suite of products. They're not just specializing in deodorant. Scent 1 is the one that I've been loving the most. It's described as beachy and floral with notes of bergamot zest, succulent peaches, sugared neroli petals, and tonka bean with hints of creamy cocoa butter and vanilla. Basically, it smells like a perfect summer day. And I would totally agree. This is a very light, very approachable scent. It smells kind of coconutty, kind of beachy, and this is the one that I've been using the most. Scent number 2, the pink bottle, is light and calming with notes of rose, sage, lime, vanilla, and a bit of cedarwood. It's simultaneously elegant and fresh and might have you sniffing your underarms midday, but only because it smells so good. Now, one observation that I made is the color of these 2 deodorants and how much they differ. And I'm assuming that has something to do with like whatever ingredients they use to create these scents, because they're both like very natural looking, but this one was like shockingly dark. Now, this is the one that I like the most. I have no idea what would be creating this kind of brown color, but notice that this one is kind of glossy and this one is a little bit more matte. This one was a little more on the like chalkier side and this one was a little bit more on the smooth side. Very interesting. Just a quick observation there. I thought it was also interesting that Athena Club has its own feminine care line, and I actually have been a member of Lola, a feminine care subscription service, for a really long time, and I didn't even know that this competitor was out there. So just another product offering that they have at Athena Club that kind of broadens the space that they're part of. So hopefully this comparison video, but also just Athena Club line review, was helpful for you. If you're interested in picking up any of the products that I mentioned today, again, I'll have them all outlined for you below in the description box. And if you liked this video, then like it. Stick around to subscribe, join the community, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.